We're certainly not in altcoin season yet, but with the exception of this Trump-Musk feud that's been brewing for these last few days, I think it is safe to say that conditions are improving. And that's because altcoins are doing better and they're trading above certain metrics, especially their 50-day moving average. That's been observed for the first time in months. So that's always a positive indicator. And it's giving us a sneak preview of what's coming. As always, there's opportunity. And as such, we're going to be taking advantage of it by loading up on 4 pretty small cap altcoins in very hot sectors. These are not household names, and some of these you may not have heard of at all, actually. But that's the beauty of the situation. They all have outsized potential versus some of the larger blue chip projects that we all know and love. In this video, we're counting down 4 of our favorite under the radar low cap altcoins. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest maybe into these projects, maybe into a whole set of others. Whatever the case may be, if you're in this space, I genuinely wish you well. Just remember that I am not a financial or investment advisor, and as such, this video is not official financial or investment advice. At number 1 here, we're kicking off with a project called Gradients, which perhaps you have heard of, but perhaps you haven't. Most people in crypto are unaware of this project, but there are reasons to suggest that it should be on your radar, that you ought to be familiar with it. And I say that because it's from the Rayon Labs team, which is one of the leading teams, of course, in terms of building decentralized AI solutions. Rayon Labs is building 4 subnets in particular on the decentralized AI platform BitTensor, of which we're big fans. One of those is Shoots on subnet 64. It's already priced out of the small cap territory because it's worth now over $100 million. But as you can see here, just inside the top 5, we do find Gradients. Its current market cap, as I record, is more modest than that, $38.4 million. And Gradients is all about trading AI models using no-code techniques. So that means that you can create your own AI models without any programming skills. They're not necessary. This is an area of so-called vibe coding that people are starting to talk about, but this certainly doesn't represent part of the mainstream conversation just yet. But that chatter is picking up, and that's because the potential here is very significant. Just imagine, for example, training it on both industry and job function specific data. It would mean that your model could potentially do all the bookkeeping and accounting work for, let's say, a very specialized industry. For example, let's say you have a home bakery or an equipment rental company or sales for a B2B SaaS company. There are all kinds of possibilities here. I'm just kind of making stuff up, but I think I'm illustrating a point and you can kind of see where things are going here. You can tune any model with any set of data on demand effectively. And so far, the Flux monochrome model, which lets you create manga-style images and a lot more, is the most popular model on Gradients. You've probably seen some of the memes out there. Other open source models are available as well, and because after all, the idea here is decentralized artificial intelligence. So how exactly do you get gradients? It's a reasonable question to ask, and actually the answer is that it's a little bit more complicated than the other tokens on this list, and that's because first you need a BitTensor compatible wallet, either their own or sub-wallet or Talisman or other Polkadot substrate compatible wallet. After that, you got to buy Tau, T-A-O, that's the BitTensor native token. Then you take it to Tau Stats, you connect your wallet, and you assign your Tau, T-A-O, to subnet 56 for gradients. So certainly, yes, this is more complicated than getting most other tokens out there, but that's also kind of what makes it a good buy and what is keeping it undervalued for the time being in terms of what it offers. That friction, those barriers to entry are kind of to your advantage in this case. So take advantage of it. Again, very low market cap right now, under $40 million. It is one of the easiest AI model training platforms around. Next up here, we're staying on the subject of AI, or at least in that space, but with a specific type of AI agent. We're looking here at MAMO by Virtuals, which is a personal finance assistant. So that means it helps you organize your financial life and hopefully make good decisions in terms of your finances and your investments. MAMO's token is MAMO. The project has a market cap of about $25 million. And one of its biggest advantages is the team behind it. Luke Youngblood is a founder of Moonwell and a founder here in the case of MAMO. And while Base markets its tokens, including, by the way, the Virtuals ecosystem, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong and Base founder Jesse Pollock both are fans of MAMO. MAMO only launched about 2 weeks ago, so you're still very early when it comes to this one. And by the way, even though AI has been relatively hot and will probably continue to be hot, specific AI agents like this one are actually an underdeveloped sector within crypto. You can get MAMO, again, MAMO on Virtuals directly, or Uniswap, or the OKX DEX. Once again, staying within AI, we're now looking at ChainGPT, which is the first AI model trained specifically on blockchain technology. ChainGPT, just like Virtuals, has a launchpad for AI-centric apps, but it's also got a full suite of infrastructure tools that lets projects use AI a lot more easily. So tools like an NFT generator, a smart contract generator, or auditor, by the way, vibe code your own smart contract, and also an AI trading assistant, plus a few other features as well. And then pretty soon, you're also going to be able to get all the infrastructure you need to build and train your own AI agent or train an AI model for your specific and custom needs. ChainGPT really does represent the perfect AI toolbox for projects that know they need help, basically, but can't quite hire all the help that they need in-house. The CGPT token has had a tough 2025. Since its recent high of 44 cents in January, it's down a good 80% or so, a little bit more to where it sits now as I record. Let's call that 10.5 cents with a market cap just above $86 million. But with this one, we're still in the microcap territory. It's actually our highest microcap, ChainGPT, that is, with that particular value as a project, $86.3 million. And look, very simply, this is a quality project, thus we expect a pretty big pump when alt season does finally come around. When that happens, we expect it to challenge its old all-time high, which for context was 55 cents. The risks are much lower at these prices, and very simply, we think there's a great value here. This represents a good entry. Last but not least, here at number 4, we want to consider and look at Clearpool, ticker CPOOL, CPOOL, which is up on the day, nearly 9%. But as you can see, also has had a tough 2025. It's got a market cap, actually, with that recent boost, up 8.7% on the day. This is actually the largest of the projects that we're looking at today. It's now $91.6 million. So as a result of that recent pump, this is the biggest one that we're looking at technically. Got to be precise, right? This is our pick for a small cap in the RWA sector. So we're closing off with a bit of a pivot away from artificial intelligence to real world assets. Its new Ocean Layer 2 is built specifically for RWA and to make it easy to tokenize really any asset you can think of in a compliant way. Compliance is the key here. Not only for this project, by the way, but really more broadly for RWA as a sector, compliance is a really big deal, and issuers need compliance to keep the regulators happy. That means that the best platforms out there are accounting for this, and Ocean is no exception. Its stablecoin is USDX, and that's issued by partner and leading custodian Hex Trust. With trillions of dollars, trillions with a T, of assets coming on chain, issuers are going to need some place besides Ondo to issue those assets, very simply. And Clearpool seems to be carving the right path right now. Ocean lets anyone tokenize, and the main Clearpool platform is a lending platform that TradFi can trust. And so despite the pump on the day, another one here with a difficult 2025, CPOOL is down about 80% from its recent high in December to where we are now, just above 12 cents. Like I said, it's up on the day, which is nice, but this is still an excellent entry for this project, which has kind of been beaten and battered. This does represent, in my opinion, the quiet before the storm. Look, and if you like the risk profile of small caps in general and the potential of RWA as a space, maybe you already hold Ondo, O-N-D-O, you're looking for something to complement that, then this is definitely one that ought to be on your radar. Still in that micro cap range with a lot of potential.